Welcome to the Rob and Kale Show. Rob Sanders.
His own mother slapped the stork that delivered him.
And Kale Hall.
He doesn't deserve to be in this business. He deserves to have been blackballed.
The Rob and Kale Podcast.
And welcome into the Rob and Kale Podcast. I'm Rob Sanders. Thanks for joining us this evening. We are, of course, the podcast that divides the Palmetto State. Of course, streaming to the fine folks on YouTube, Facebook. Appreciate all of y'all. We welcome in the other half of the show. That would be my buddy in the upstate. He is Kale Hall. Kale, what's going on, brother? How are you?
Not much. Just here to talk some more sports, Gamecocks, Tigers, whatever we can come up with. Looking to make this show better than the last one. Looking to make next Wednesdays better than this one. I'm just all about putting out a good product, man. We need to get some more interaction from the audience tonight. Need to get some phone calls, get some of you people to get in here and that, because that little phone system we're paying for over there is expensive. So we need to utilize that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. All right. So we have a lot of things to get into this evening. Anthony Harrelson asked, honest question, why did Comrade quit? Comrade just wanted to do something else is basically what it boiled down to. I think we talked about that before. So anyway, Keith, you can get with me, man. Message me and we'll talk. It's not a big deal. Comrade and I text back and forth probably 2 or 3 times a week. Comrade's just a busy motherfucker. That's basically what it boils down to. And if you look at his Twitter page at the Pesky Pole, he's doing all kinds of baseball shit. Like, we talk football and stuff on here, and we'll talk a little baseball too. Don't get me wrong, but Comrade is one of the biggest baseball nerds that you will ever know. I mean, he's looking at. We were texting back and forth.
It's pocket protector level.
Yeah, we were talking about if Andrew Jones should be a Hall of Famer, and he sent me just this whole thing with stats and all of this. And at first he's like, "Well, no, he shouldn't be a Hall of Famer." Then he's like, well, with his defense, he's probably a Hall of Famer. Then he's telling me all this shit. I have no clue. Should he be in the Hall of Fame or not? And he gives me just this crazy thing of crazy stats about it. It's just insane. So we appreciate him for that. Hold on a second. Jackpot, we've got, never mind. There he goes. I thought my dog was being stupid over there. Anyway, the Comrade, of course, we love the Comrade. He is a silly goose, but he is, he's still doing his thing. Follow his stuff at the Pesky Pole. Yeah. All right. So, yeah. So we got a lot of stuff we're going to get into tonight. The Royal Rumble is going on right now, and that's kind of cool. I know there's a lot of folks that are watching that, but we're going to talk some football tonight. The price for Deshaun Watson, I think, went up crazy like with yesterday's with what Detroit got for what's the quarterback that played at Georgia? I can't even remember his name.
Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, they got for Stafford to go to LA. What they gave up, it was insane. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. Let's thank our sponsors, Callaway's Bar and Grill, Callaway'sBarandGrill.com. Of course, I do trivia there on Saturday nights. Very cool. If you're in the Columbia area, go by, grab some wings. Got the best people, the best food, all at Callaway's. Callaway'sBarandGrill.com. We also have fireside chats with Cousin Kale or Uncle Kale. There we go. This, of course, is brought to you by DNC Trucking and Transport. If you are a truck driver and are listening to this show, Dennis needs truck drivers. Of course, that's Dennis Wilson from DNC Trucking and Transport. He will pay you, and this is not a joke, between $3,000 to $4,000 a week. It's not a joke. He's shown me the numbers. You will make that much money if you have a CDL license and you go work for Dennis Wilson. You can message me on Twitter at Rob Sounds Good. Get in contact with us via Facebook. However you want to do it. If you're out there pounding the pavement, you're working for some jerk off that's not going to take care of you. If you want to make $3,000 to $4,000 a week, go work for Dennis Wilson. We're going to have that as well. But he does sponsor this wonderful segment every week. It is, of course, Fireside Chats with Uncle Kale. Uncle Kale, what do you got for us this week?
Well, let me clean out the old pipes.
I want to hear some la 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 la.
Before I start spew my fireside bullshit. It sucks to be a Gamecock. In order. Let me start over. It sucks to be a Gamecock. In honor of the Royal Rumble, when you think of Gamecock football, they are often like the following wrestlers: the Brooklyn Brawler, Gilbert, the Disco Inferno, Mantar, the Moki Brothers, Norman Smiley, and the Italian Stallion. The Gamecock football team is the head jobber in the SEC. Remember, it sucks to be a Gamecock. Go Tigers.
That message courtesy of Dennis Wilson, DNC Trucking and Transport. JT Thompson says, ain't no trucker making $3,000 a week. Yes, you will. Simple as that. Jerome, if you want to get on the road, let me know. If you got your CDL, seriously, that's how much you'll make working for Dennis Wilson with DNC Trucking and Transport. All right, so we got some stuff to get into tonight, including we've got some schedule things to get into. Why don't we start with basketball, Jackpot?
Why don't we start with basketball?
I look at the basketball,
go ahead. End it rather quickly.
Well, it's like we'll take the nasty medicine before we talk some football talk here, but it's watching the Clemson basketball team yesterday, just getting fucking throttled by Duke. And I know everybody's like, oh, it's Duke. This Duke team was 6-5 overall. They're not a very good Duke team. Clemson went up to an empty Cameron Indoor Stadium. None of those idiots on the sidelines waving banners and acting like jerk-offs. None of that. There's probably 30 people in at middens, and they laid an egg. They got the absolute shit kicked out of them. Yes. They've lost, 4 out of their last 5, something like that. I don't want to be the guy that says it, but what the hell is Brad Brownell doing? How can you not get these guys motivated? I don't get it. But then, I mean, you've seen it, Jackpot. I mean, from just an outside, man, what do you think of what's going on with Clemson?
I don't know. They don't look like a lot of their problems seem to be a lot of the same problems the Gamecocks are having. And they don't, their defense is really, they're not attacking the basketball. Isn't that what you were talking about the other day?
Right. They're not closing out on the 3-point shot, which is just an effort play, in my opinion.
No, but, and then if you, I don't think Duke is that bad of a team, talent wise. Now, don't you think their record, I mean, does this not, you think, have something to do with the fact that you don't have all those lunatics on top of you in that, how many games have they lost at Cameron Indoor this year?
I don't know. I mean, I can look up their record, but
they were like 6-4 or something. So I think that might have something to do with that. But anyway, when I was watching the Gamecocks last night, like defending the 3-point shot, like I didn't see them getting their hand in anybody's face.
Right.
I mean, they were playing just like this soft, taffy ass bullshit that just didn't fucking work. And they played it the whole damn game. And I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, when I started watching the Gamecocks play, I usually finish it out. But that bullshit, man, as soon as the second half started up and I saw this is going to be more of the damn same, I turned it the fuck off. I mean, they were down by like 15, and they closed it to within 2. Yeah. And then Vanderbilt goes on this fucking run, and then putting the name Vanderbilt and run in the same sentence, that's sad, but they did. And then they get up by like 20. And I'm just like, fuck this, man. I'm going to go drink some beer and watch some damn Netflix. That shit sucks.
It fucking sucks. By the way, Virtual Kale had commentary about it. Here we go. Virtual Kale last night.
What the fuck are we doing out there?
Exactly. That's pretty much where we are.
JT says, do we have to pretend to follow college basketball? I mean, no, I mean, Cole, and now JT, I mean, we're fans. I'm a Gamecock fan. I'm a huge Gamecock fan. I follow all their sports. of the level. Not, I mean, I can't tell you about the damn women's softball team, okay, or the guys swimming team, but I mean the 3-4 major sports. Yeah, I mean I follow them. I mean, obviously nowhere near as rabid as with the football team, but
Exactly.
I get excited about it when they start doing well. But man, this sucks. And Frank Martin. What did women's volleyball Gamecocks do last year? I don't know, but I need to get into that more because if you were watching about a month or two ago, we were towards the end of one of our shows, and I was quite taken aback by the, shall we say, body structure of some of the females on the college volleyball team of one of those guys over there in the SEC. So I need to get into that a little bit more.
I think we're all sand volleyball fans.
Makes me feel a little younger, at least.
They would look at us and be like, "What do you want, Dad?"
No, but I mean, it's like with Carolina football. I mean, I watch all those games from beginning to end, even when we suck like we do right now, as we have for many years in the past. But these basketball games, no, when they start playing like shit, no, I don't watch. I turn that shit off. I'm not that into it.
Well, it was, I think that was Vanderbilt's first win of the season last night in SEC play. So
it was
not a good showing for South Carolina or Clemson last night. I wish there was something that I could say to make it better. But
I think it has something to do with the venue too. That's like the weirdest college basketball arena of any of the major conferences. Right. It's like they fucking
you're not on the sidelines. You're actually on the
on the baselines, and the court is elevated like 6 feet up off the actual ground, and like the ceiling is really high. It's just weird looking. And they call it Memorial Gym, but it seats 15,000 people. How many gyms seat 15,000? That's nuts. My high school gym didn't.
Colonial Life Arena does. So
it was called Memorial Gym. It didn't hold 15,000. Held like 1,500.
So I don't really have anything to say on that front. I mean, I got nothing. It was the other interesting basketball note. I'm going to give you guys a little tip here, just when you're filling out your brackets, because we're going to do our Rob and Kale bracket challenge like we do every season. Alabama, everyone loves Alabama. Oh my God, they're going to be a top 5 team, and they're going to be one of the teams that can shoot their way into the Final Four. They are an absolute fraud. Simple as that. Little tip there, a little help you out now. We're last day of January. They're a team that lives and dies with the 3-point shot, and people want to compare them to Auburn and how Auburn went to the last, Elite 8, Final Four, the last tournament we had. Well, they shot their way there. Yeah, but Auburn rebounded, and Auburn can play defense. Alabama doesn't do any of that shit. So just a little note for you, little free tip there. Biggest fraud in college basketball right now is the Alabama Crimson Tide, because everybody's going to be talking them up. Oh, they shoot the ball so well. Not so much. All right, let's look at I sent you something I wanted to talk about tonight, Jackpot, and it is do you want to do the strength of schedule or where ESPN put teams in tiers? You want to do that? You want to do that one first?
Yeah, sure. Let's try to knock that out.
All right. So here's the thing with this. ESPN put out where they put all 130 college football teams in tiers for the 2021 season. So tier 1 are your championship favorites. And Jackpot, we'll see if you disagree with any of these. Alabama, Clemson, Georgia, Ohio State, Oklahoma. All of those pretty much belong in the championship favorite area there.
Georgia's fringe, but yeah, okay, I'll take it.
Right. I mean, I'll kind of buy that.
They're known for choking when it counts, but we'll put them in there.
All right. So tier 2 is knocking on the door, and as soon as I read this, I started laughing, and I figured Jackpot would be laughing at some of these. Here are the tier 2, right below the championship favorites. Tier 2 is Florida, North Carolina, Notre Dame, Oregon, Penn State, Texas, and Texas A&M. What?
Okay.
Tell me which one doesn't belong, Jackpot.
A lot of them. I mean, okay. Based on the showing from last year, how can you put right now in good faith put Penn State as knocking on the door? I mean, they look bad last year, and I don't know if they've significantly upgraded the talent for this year coming in. Maybe that was just an anomaly. They're normally much better. Texas, I mean, what? I mean, this is just that's a team. This was in the ESPN thing, right? Well, I mean, we know who owns the Longhorn Network, so they're salivating for them to be good. Just because they put it in some meaningless poll doesn't mean it's going to come to pass. They have some work to do. But that quarterback that I guess will be their starter this year that took over the second half of that bowl game when Sam Ehlinger, who was there for 24 years, got hurt. They looked pretty good. So, I mean, if they can start doing something offensively, I might could buy it down the road. But for next year, I don't. Who else we got in there?
Florida, North Carolina, Notre Dame, and Oregon, and Texas A&M.
Oregon and Texas A&M I could buy into. North Carolina, I mean, I'm not sure how good they're going to be. Aren't both those guys, both those running backs gone?
Yep.
Of course, they did get the Tennessee transfer.
Right. Eric. Burp, burp.
No, the Ty Chandler went to North Carolina. I didn't even know that he still had any eligibility left, but I guess everybody did after last year. So I don't know. I'm not sure about them.
I'm not buying Florida. I know that they got the transfer Eric Gilbert in today, and he was probably sold on the fact of, look, we think that you could be the next Kyle Pitts. Yeah, come and be the next Kyle Pitts at Florida. But someone should have told Gilbert, hey, guess what? They don't have Kyle Trask there anymore.
Right.
So,
Kyle Pitts didn't come into his own until the other Kyle started throwing the ball to him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Emily Jones can't hit water if he fell out of a boat.
How does it feel like? Do you think that he looked at? And from what I gather, it came down to Georgia and Florida.
Nobody heard that.
And, huh?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, I said it came down to Georgia and Florida. So it's like I look at it from this perspective. I don't give Georgia too much credit. I think Kirby Smart's a bonehead as far as on the offensive side of the ball, but someone's giving him bad advice to say, hey, go and transfer to Florida when you could have went to Georgia and had JT Daniels throwing you the ball. That made more sense to me, even though I know Kirby Smart's an airhead. Still,
they probably had more talent. They probably had more talent at UGA to work with there. I mean, he's talking about immediate playing time and immediately becoming probably one of the focal points of this offense.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't getting that. He wasn't getting that.
Somebody else. That's why
he wasn't getting that at Georgia. Yeah. Noah Sheldon 500 chimes in over there. Eric Gilbert is an idiot.
Very good, sir. Very good. Kind of hard for me
Somebody said it that I read somewhere. I don't remember if it was on a message board or it may have been in a YouTube comment section that he gotten in some kind of hot water at LSU, something about smoking weed. And I mean, what? I mean, is that really? I mean, are they really getting your shit?
I don't get the whole thing of. And once again, I'm not trying to put over smoking pot. I don't smoke pot. I mean, I have, but I don't smoke pot because I have to be able to function during the week. But it's legal in states across the country. So, I mean, you can't – I don't get it, man. I just don't get it.
Well, it is. But, I mean, it's not legal in Louisiana, I guess. But I mean, that's like I don't know. It's not a little bit overkill. I mean, they ain't been following the rules down there. I mean, we got motherfuckers handing out $100 bills on the down sideline, and and now we're getting in somebody's shit because he smoked a little bud. Not cool.
Well, that's the thing too. And remember this: they said at first, and this shows you the athletics program at LSU, by the way. Oh, that was fake money. And then Joe Burrow comes out and's like, no, it wasn't. It's fucking real money. And then, oh, well, yeah, it was real money.
Who's going to come? What NFL wide receiver is going to come out with some fucking money that he took out of a damn Monopoly board game? Oh, let me get behind the little shoe and the little chrome man and scoop these $500 pink bills out of here.
Yeah. Just stupid that they lied about it.
That? Too. That's the Vermont Avenue. I don't need that shit. I just need what the fuck?
Hey, yeah, you had a good game. You get the community chest card.
Yeah. Noah also with another gem. Just a factoid here. Who in their mind, yes, you meant right mind, would want to play for a clown like Mullen? I get that.
Well, maybe you've got a thing for his wife and you know she's going to tongue fuck you every time you get off the bus. Maybe that's why one of the reasons you'd go down there. I don't know. Some people like milk. I don't know. I mean, we're looking for things here, right?
He's a little bit unconventional, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, with his Darth Vader outfits and his he's out there acting like I don't know. He's wanting to start World War III out there with the damn Missouri Tigers at halftime. Whatever else.
Fight with Missouri.
Couldn't forget this gem after the bowl game. What was he? He said that was we had, I don't know. He talked about how many players were sitting out, basically making an excuse for getting their ass kicked, which was kind of a bad look for them. Just an excuse maker. He must have learned from what he must have watched some Will Muschamp press conferences.
Jerome threw it with the line of the night. Jimbo's wife is better at gymnastics. Yeah. Aren't she's great flinging off the pole?
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, back to this tier system here. Tier 3 is teams will spend a lot of time making a case for who won't actually make the playoff. Cincinnati, Iowa, Iowa State, Miami, Oklahoma State, Southern Cal, Washington, and Wisconsin. I don't really have a problem with anyone on that list. They're all going to be – I look at all those teams, I see 7, 8, and 9 win teams. Would you agree, Jackpot?
Yeah, I'd say so. Washington's been a wet fart the past couple of years. They kind of need to step up a little bit. But
right.
Southern Cal, too.
Here's another interesting tier. High ceiling, low floor. High ceiling, low floor. Here are the teams on this one, and I laughed when I seen this. Arizona State, Auburn, Louisville, LSU, Michigan, Ole Miss, UCF, and UCLA. How can you look at some of these teams and think, man, they've got a high ceiling with some of these teams? I'm not feeling that at all with some of these teams, man. I mean, I think Auburn's going to be a shit show. I really do.
I don't know. I mean, I guess they're putting them in there at a high ceiling because of the schedule they play, because they're thinking, I mean, you got Alabama, you got Texas A&M, you got whoever else in the SEC West decides to be good this year. They go to Penn State. I mean, they got they got Georgia, of course, every year. So yeah, they got opportunities to knock off some really good teams. So I guess that's where that comes in. They put UCF in there. Do we even know who their coach is going to be? No. Have they hired anybody?
I don't know. We'll see on that. That's just an interesting list. Now, the next tier is tier 5, and this is high floor, low ceiling. And it says this is a group of good but not great teams who aren't going to disappoint, but won't provide too much excitement either. basically, this is your run-of-the-mill 8-3 teams that get, they win the games that they're supposed to, but, end up being a shitter. Boise State, Coastal Carolina, Indiana, Kentucky, NC State, Northwestern, TCU, Utah, and West Virginia. By God, burn those couches. I look at that list, and the only one that I have on there that is interesting to me is Kentucky being up there with the losses that they had. Kentucky just can't find a fucking quarterback, and they're not going to be worth a shit until they can actually get a quarterback back there that can actually throw the ball more than 4 yards past the line.
So they're saying those are teams that don't have a lot of margin for error if they want a winning season. Okay. Yeah. I could get that. They have Kentucky struggled at quarterback for, I don't know, a while now.
A long time.
Unless they can find a wide receiver to put back there and play quarterback for a half a season or whatever. Last year's the Carolina game against them last year, just fucking unexcusable. Just sickening to me. I mean, that team went up there just a fucking shell of itself, and just got the absolute bejesus beat out of them, which is just really embarrassing, and it's a terrible way to end a terrible season. I got nothing, man. I got nothing. You know what I was saying after that one.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Tier 6 is called Let's Get Nuts. And what they say with these teams is all of these teams have recruited well, at least at times during the past 5 years, and have rosters that include genuine stars, but there's definitely something missing. None of these 5 teams finished 2020 with a winning record, and none should sniff the preseason top 25. But these are the Let's Get Nuts teams. Florida State, accurate. Maryland, accurate. Michigan State, Nebraska, and Tennessee. They think that Tennessee still has some talent. I'm like, where? What the fuck are you talking about? Everybody transferred.
That's retarded. Anyway.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll move on from tier 6 because those are all stupid, to be completely honest with you. Tier 7 is the resume builders. I'm not going to read you all of them, but these are these are basically teams that are in they're like C+ students is the best way to look at them. A couple of the names on the list: Appalachian State, Boston College, Arkansas, Louisiana, Marshall, Memphis, Missouri. Let's see if there's any other. Stanford, Virginia Tech, and Wake Forest. When you look at those programs, they can have, be solid, but not exactly outstanding.
See, I think Virginia Tech is better than Tennessee. I would think Appalachian State, was that on that list? No.
State, yep.
I would think they're better than Tennessee. I would make the argument Marshall's better than Tennessee.
Right.
Memphis, I would think, is better than Tennessee. I mean, you see who I had a problem with on the last list? I would think they're better than Florida State. I think App State and Memphis are probably better than Florida State. I mean, let's just be real.
Well, let's go to Tier 8. Tier 8 says you're not going to get us to say anything bad about Army. And these are the teams that are below Tier 7. I didn't write this. ESPN did. They've got Army, Mississippi State, Purdue, Rutgers, Texas Tech, Virginia, Washington State, Western Michigan, and Wyoming. I think that's except for Army, because Army runs that crazy ass wishbone, and I think they just put Army there because they really don't know what kind of talent Army's gonna have. But Army could go 7-3 or 7-4 next year, or they could go 4-7. You never know. You with that?
Yeah. Just
cool. All right. So Tier 9 jackpot. Now notice we haven't mentioned a couple of teams yet. Tier 9 is the yikes category, which I guess is below Team 8 or Tier 8. It says we wish the best for everyone here. At least one of them will make us look foolish next season. Perhaps a team like Arizona with a new coach, some awful turnover luck, and a manageable schedule. Here is the yikes, tier 9. Arizona, Duke, Georgia Tech, Illinois, Syracuse, Vanderbilt, and the South Carolina Gamecocks. Your reaction, Jackpot?
See, talent-wise right now, I mean, I would say that, maybe you're not far away with the yikes category there. But my problem is schedule-wise. I mean, I'm looking at the schedule next year. If there aren't 5 automatic wins on there, then I mean they might as well just shut the damn program down. I mean that's sickening. I mean you have the 3 non-con games besides Dabo's boys are all fucking dumpster juice. Vanderbilt is going to Vanderbilt, and Tennessee is a shithole. They have no talent, and they have the damn coach that they hired up there, obviously not very well liked amongst his players down at South Florida. When Florida quarterback Dylan Gabriel, I picked something up on Reddit that I was reading about yesterday. That he said it's felt like heaven for the past 2 days. I guess they've been back on campus, maybe just 2 days. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with the 2 days. Anyway, he's taking a shot at Heupel, and apparently he wasn't very well liked there. So It looks like they probably made another shitty coaching hire. I think South Carolina's better than them, and I think they'll beat one of these other teams that they've got rated above them. I mean, fuck it. I mean, you should be able to take Marshawn Lloyd, Kevin Harris, and you should be able to beat at least those 5 teams on that schedule.
I think I said this at the end of the season here, looking ahead to the Gamecock schedule. If they don't win 5 games, I think it's a letdown. I think 5 games is like par. I mean, seriously. And it's the 5 that Jackpot talked about. I mean, Tennessee, of course, they're a dumpster fire. Vanderbilt has nothing. And the 3 non-conference games, Eastern Illinois went 1-10 the last time they played. They're playing a 7-game schedule in the spring here. And you've got East Carolina, who's not that good. They got to go on the road for that. But I think the Gamecocks can win that game. I really do. Just on the running game. Because East Carolina was like, I think next to last in their conference last year as far as stopping the run. Give Kevin Harris the ball 20 times. I think the Gamecocks win by at least 2 scores up there. Seriously. And then
Zach Tilley over on YouTube says South Carolina's trash. Tennessee will smoke the 6.
What the hell is the
6? CICKS. I guess I'm assuming he was trying to type chicks, but I don't know. Maybe he couldn't.
Chicks?
Maybe his the H button on his laptop computer is stuck or something. But yeah, we get some intelligent stuff.
I don't know shit about fuck.
Exactly. Anyway, I think South Carolina wins 5 games next year. I do think they're going to have some games where they're not going to have quite SEC talent, and they're going to get blown out in some games too. I mean, I think that's going to happen. You look to games like Texas A&M, Georgia, those games they should have. I mean, they're not, Jackpot will be whining about it. I'm tired of hearing about fucking depth and fucking depth. God damn it. Shane Beamer was supposed to be a home run hire. We can't get fucking beat by 45. Fuck. He'll be mad as shit. But that's what I
do not expect to see them get beat by 45 points by anybody on that damn schedule.
No, but I mean, it's not out of the realm to think that they could lose by, say, 21 to Georgia. That's not out of far-fetched.
Fuck them. But yeah.
Well, anyway, but that's kind of what we're looking at here with that. I think South Carolina wins 5 games for sure next season. So anything other than that's gravy, to be honest with you.
Grover Wyndham says 9-3. See, somebody's optimistic there. I didn't hear you mention Missouri in that.
Missouri was in tier
fuckery.
And fuckery? Is that what we're calling this now? The fuckery? Mizzou was in tier 7, sir. So they're in tier 7. You're in tier 9. Your thoughts on that?
It's not that. Reed Blackley says, "Jackpot, I took a shit on the floor of the bathroom at my local Ingles in your honor." Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. You should have took it one step further and put your size 11 tennis shoe in it and then smushed it into the floor. and then wiped off the excess on the toilet rim.
Right, but then leave a comment card. The bathroom was full of shit.
There's shit all over the floor. What are y'all doing here? I mean, are you even paying attention to what's going on?
Yeah. Jerome says if we win 6 games, I would say Shane Beamer gets some good recruits in 2022. Look, this just what the shit that they're doing right now, as far as on the social media front, man, it's I mean, the Gamecocks look like one of the, I don't know, man. The stuff that I'm following, it makes, and they may be dressing it up with some window dressing and stuff like
promising.
that. They look like they're not a shithole, Cale. I mean, they really do.
This is what's going to happen. He's going to have to feast on a schedule next year where he's got a chance to win some ball games. I mean, those non-con games, like I said, outside of Clemson, they're hot dog trash. And you got to build. You kind of got to do some window dressing there. You got to kind of build it up. Go 6-6, go 7-5. Even if you are beating teams who are really not that good, I mean, at least you're not fucking losing to them, which looks even worse. I mean, like the 4-8 debacle year before last. And then maybe put together another 7-1 season next year, get a little more talent, and maybe have a little bit more sustainability behind those wins. And that's how we can start getting some of these decent recruits in there. Because you got to win. You have to be a winning program to be able to get some good kids to come to your school. Just do. And it's hard to get it's hard to start winning these games without the good recruits. So you have to. They got to take advantage. They got to take advantage of every opportunity they can against anyone who's weaker than them. They've got to win. They have to win the fucking games that they should be winning. We cannot have any more of this blowing it like the game 1 against UNC a couple years ago, where we should have won, like losing to Appalachian State and we're a favorite at home. We can't have any of that stuff. I can accept losing the games against conference teams that we are not as good as, that we are underdogs to, but I'm not going to be able to accept losing games that are, toss-ups against teams that we should be able to beat, or games that we are favored in. Just can't do it. We're not at that point. We can't put the program behind anymore. I mean, Will Muschamp's already put it behind at least 4 to 5 years, in my opinion.
I want to respond to JT Thompson's thing over here. He says, wait, wasn't Muschamp supposed to be the great recruiter? Sir, if you look at Will Muschamp's recruiting classes, other than his first year, they were in the top 25. So let's stop the nonsense for a moment. Last year's team, we've talked about this before, and Jackpot is going to mail me a bag of shit for keep bringing this up. You had the 21st most talented roster in the country, according to the 247 Sports Composite. Maybe Will Muschamp can recruit. He's just a piece of shit coach, in addition to being a piece of shit human being. He shouldn't have. I'm not a Gamecock fan by any stretch of the imagination, but you know what? If he were half a fucking man, he would take that buyout money and say, you know what? I stole money from this university. That's what I did. I blatantly stole money from this university because we couldn't get it done on the fucking field, losing to App State, insert team here that you're not supposed to lose to. And I don't want this money here. Take it back. And I'm sorry for what I did. That's what the hell he should have done. But to say he didn't recruit is kind of not really true. There are some players on that Gamecock roster this year that were highly touted guys.
Jordan Birch.
Birch is supposed to be I mean, he was off. He could have went to Alabama. I know that sounds like I'm grasping at stuff here, but
yeah, Alabama, LSU. He could have went to Clemson.
Right.
I mean,
Could have went anywhere. So to say that you got a roster full of horse piss is not necessarily true. You got some guys on that team that can do some stuff. I mean, he hasn't been utilized correctly, but Dakereon Joyner was a 4 or 5 star athlete coming out of school.
Is there not one player on that roster who has just been? I mean, he's been
fucked.
He's been fucked with the whole time he's there.
Been fucked. Just saying, it's not that out of reach to say that Dakereon Joyner has been fucked his entire career there, and all of it's got to do with Will Muschamp. So him getting gone, I think is almost like throwing hand sanitizer onto a damn germ. It's gonna make they are a better program now, and they haven't played a fucking snap yet, even in the spring, than they were when Muschamp was there. Even with the guys that quit, seriously. And you know what? For Clemson fans, I'm not saying that you should be. Okay, the Gamecocks are going to be somebody that's going to give Clemson problems for the next 2 or 3 years, but it kind of makes you think a little bit because I was on record as saying this. Will Muschamp would never beat Clemson. Never did. Never got within 3 touchdowns of them. Okay? Beamer will do better against Clemson. I'm not saying he's going to win, at least in the first 2 or 3 years, but he'll put out a better fucking product, and Clemson will have to game plan for that game and not have to have their guys sitting on the bench at the middle of the third quarter. All right?
Yeah.
So there's that. All right. Well, the final thing, Jackpot, you'll appreciate this. Tier 10. There are only 2 teams in Tier 10, sir. Who do you think they are?
Kansas.
Kansas is definitely one of them.
Let me guess. I'm trying to think here because we. Is it a Power 5 team or?
This is a team that beat the Gamecocks in a bowl game in the past 15 years.
UConn,
yes. They are number 10, the Tier 10. It says, we'll be making a lot of UConn and Kansas jokes this year. This is the first one.
Tony Jackson says UMass. I don't think they even made the register.
I don't know. Let me look. Hold on. No, I don't even. They say they ranked all 130 teams. Hold on here. I'm looking.
They didn't. I don't ever remember hearing Georgia Southern.
Well, I didn't give you every one of them, but yeah. Well, I don't know. We can look for that. It is UMass, so there you go with that. But
UConn.
Yeah, fuck me. God damn it! What is wrong with me this evening? I don't know what my problem is.
I don't know shit about fuck.
Exactly.
Can you not get your boring northeastern football powerhouses straight, sir? Come on.
Yeah. Well.
Get your shit in a pile.
I'm fucking worthless when it comes to this shit. All right. Well, let's open up the phones for phone calls this evening. The number to dial if you want to talk about the tier system from ESPN, 803-470-2905. 803-470-2905 is the phone number. We've got it set up where you can call in if you want to talk about that. Going back to what I was saying about South Carolina, Clemson fans get pissed at me when I say that, but just getting rid of Muschamp and the haze that he is, I think automatically makes you better. I don't know who the Gamecocks are going to hire for a running back coach too. That's something we may learn by the middle of the week. We'll see how that goes, but I don't know. I don't know. I think that there was one other note that I had on South Carolina that I can't remember off the top of my head because I've been running around crazy today. But
yeah, what do you think about those two kids that we're talking about, those St. Francis guys? You know, I've been very concerned about the quarterback position down there. I mean, from what I saw of Luke Doty the last couple of games, I don't know. He didn't look comfortable to me. I'm worried about him. I don't know. That's not to say that, I can't be proven wrong, but I don't know. And this kid that's
they needed somebody else there. I mean, I don't know anything about the kid Gauthier or whatever his name is. Don't know much about him, but I do know that you got to have somebody else in that locker room that's the scholarship quarterback. But as far as the other player, EJ Jenkins, I believe his name is.
Yeah, he's 6'8" wide receiver. I mean, who knows what we got with that? I mean, he's got to have some SEC type speed still. I mean, because you got to think.
Even if he goes, let's say that you put him where you put him on with a sideline route, he could go and do what Gronkowski did with when he plays with Tom Brady, where he just basically goes up and boxes people out. He's taller than the 6 foot tall, defensive back that you've got out there. Even if let's say you got a 6'3" big SEC burly defensive back. Hey, if I'm 6'8", I can stand here, box this guy out, and throw me the ball.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, how athletic he is either. I mean, if you got a 6'3" cornerback in the SEC, odds are he's going to be pretty damn athletic. If he can, jump up, if he can elevate himself to 6'6",
right.
And then if this guy's not that athletic, and then if this quarterback is whichever one we've got throwing in the ball is not spot on. You get what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm not immediately sitting here saying, "Oh, he's going to catch everything that's thrown to him."
No,
he's going to be picking balls out of the sky.
But you know what, though? It's something to look forward to. I mean, were you really looking forward to anybody else on that receiving core going into this season? Seriously.
Other than Joyner, I mean, and what's the other kid's name? The Mullins. I mean, he's decent.
Yeah.
Or is he? No, is he a tight end? Fuck.
Well, you got what is it? Nick Muse at tight end.
Nick Muse is a tight end, but there's another kid. I don't know. Anyway, let's just.
But I don't know how well he's going to do, but
Brandon brought it up. The kid from Georgia Tech should be decent. Brock Lee said, or Trey Smith. We'll see. He's been there forever. Yeah.
You read G Bama Boy's comments. He's not athletic at all. Okay.
Who?
How do you know, sir? That's what G Bama Boy says. Do you watch St. Francis games?
Bama Boy. So
right.
I guess you're a fan of Bama. I mean, how much time have you spent watching YouTube videos of St. Francis Red Flash people? Don't know.
I don't know. USC Gamecock fan says Stepp will turn that wide receiver position around quickly. Yes, because he's done it at other places. Arkansas had some good receivers this year because of Coach Stepp.
Well, South Carolina's got some athletes there. They got some talent there. I mean, it just needs to be developed. I mean, looking at Arkansas's wide receiver core going into 2020 and say, hey, I know him. I mean, there's a household name. I mean, you know who any of these fuckers are. So,
well, you got to have the quarterback to throw him the ball too. So we'll see how that works out. But I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work. 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905.
Our friend, Clemson fan Bobby McLemore over in Facebook was saying the Frank St. Francis. He apparently, I guess, Bobby helped out with some high school team at some point in time, so that makes him an expert on all things college football. And he said that quarterback has a terrible throwing motion. I don't know.
Well, Doty didn't really throw the ball much either. So I don't know. Quarterbacks in college can have a shitty throwing motion. That was a big thing with Tim Tebow, man. He couldn't really throw the ball.
No, it was horrible.
Catching up with him. But I mean, if you can make plays and get the ball where you need it to go, you can be a decent college quarterback. I mean, shit. So there's that. Lots of talk in the chat room about Shi Smith. Shi Smith played well in the Senior Bowl, man. May have moved up to being about a third-round pick. I think that's what some of the projections I've seen where Shi Smith may end up. Yeah, he's going to be good, I think. We'll see on that. But 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905 is the number to call.
I keep on seeing his name pop up here in the comment section. We can't ignore the Gunnar Stockton talk. Now, have we had our last show when he committed to Georgia?
No, we didn't. But you should have watched the jackpot video that he had on it, and of course, the Fox Sports Radio video that I did here on the Carolina Jackpot channel. Yeah, that was really interesting. You want to go over that before we get out of here?
I don't know, but I thought it was interesting. I was watching from a couple of days ago where he was running around on the field up there at Rabun County in his little toboggan, running around throwing the ball, and he was getting interviewed by the Dogs 24/7 sports team and talking about why he decided to come there. And I thought it was funny that there was a flashback to, I guess it was September, October, when they played against the team quarterback by the Vandergrift, the other kid that's coming in there. That's a 2021 recruit. That's a 5-star too. He plays for, is it like Athens Christian School or something like that? I thought it was funny that after that game was over with, that the Dogs 24/7 beat reporter Dean Legge, I think is his name, had ran over to the sideline to interview Gunnar Stockton about being the winning quarterback in that game. They just totally ignored the kid that's committed to them at the time too. So they were on his nuts then already. If you listen to Uncle Lou's channel, he talked about how Vandergrift plays in like a lower level of high school football there in Georgia. So he's in the independent stuff, kind of like a school like Hammond, I guess.
It's called here, but yeah, it's basically Christian school.
I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, the competition that Gunnar Stockton plays against, I mean, that Rabun County is like a 1A or 2A school in Georgia. And I think they go all the way up to 5A. So, I mean, this is a thing too. I mean, most of your kids that turn out to be pretty good, most of them come from just bigger programs. I mean, they just do.
Someone said that all they see him doing was throwing the ball. Or he was running around, not throwing the ball around. I don't know much about. I watched his highlight tape, but if you look at his completion percentage, he was 213 for 317, 67% of his completions. 67% was his completion percentage. He threw for 3,128 yards on through the air.
Well, the teams he was playing against, to me, they just looked slow and small.
But you gotta give the kid credit on this though. He threw for 3,100 yards and ran for almost 1,600 yards. That's 4,700 yards of offense run through just that kid. So
yeah, I mean, I'm not taking anything away from him as an athlete, but
yeah, but Doty did kind of the same thing at Myrtle Beach. He was an athletic quarterback that ran around and threw the ball all over the fucking place. So, when you really stop and think about it, if he did
JT Thompson over in the comment section, listen here, you fucking smart ass. He says if he's on your mind, you lost him, we got it, must bother you. Yeah, it fucking bothers me. It bothers me, okay? I'm tired of getting shit on all the damn time. Every time we turn around, we get handed a bag of fucking shit. We're either losing a coach, we're losing a recruit, and for no fucking reason. We want to fucking be competitive too. We want to win some goddamn games too, fucker. Eat a dick.
Right. And by the way, if you're an actual fan of Georgia, you really shouldn't say anything about.
I haven't blown up on anybody in a while, but I will blow up. Go fuck yourself, you stupid son of a bitch. You fucking cocksuckers over here pulling for these goddamn teams that win 9, 10, 11, 12 fucking ball games a year. I guarantee you, every goddamn one of you would have fucking bailed if you had to pull for a team like mine. Or not have to, but people like me that will sit around and stick through and through thick and fucking thin. Through thick and thin. You fuckers wouldn't even show up. Let Georgia win 7 fucking games one year. You'll be nowhere to be found in the damn comment section.
Yeah, I guarantee you, if back 2 seasons ago when South Carolina went in and handed Georgia their ass in that fucking shithole stadium they play in, there weren't a lot of Georgia fans running their mouths then. There weren't a lot. So, and by the way, I get back to what I was talking about with the quarterback.
I don't want to talk about that. As soon as that was done with, 2 things came up: fluke and overall record.
Yeah, well, but here's the other thing too. Your coach has a record of shitting on quarterbacks, especially quarterbacks that run the fucking ball. So you sit there with your coach, who, by the way, is Mark Richt 2.0, and you guys just sit there and deal with that, all right? And by the way, Clemson's going to mouth pump you the first game of the season. So let's make sure we put that out there.
They are.
They're going to mouth pump the fuck out of you. So write that down, because we actually have a quarterback that is highly touted, and we already know that he can fucking play. So there's that.
Did you get to the end of that video also? I mean, I have pledged my support, and I got a comment today on the comment section. Better watch out for Carolina Jackpot. Make sure you don't go back on his word on this. I will be on September the 4th. This is like, I don't know, it's like Ric Flair when he joined forces with Sting and Lex Luger to fight off the NWO. When it first came to WCW to take over, it's kind of like them joining forces with me. But I got an issue with them, and then so that y'all got an issue with them. So guess who I'm pulling for? Whose corner I'm solidly in?
Goddamn right. You can hate Clemson when Clemson when that clock hits zeros in the fourth quarter, when we end Georgia's season, because see, their dumbass fans think, oh my God, we're going to win the national title every year. It's like they sit there and to quote The Rock, ladies and gentlemen, the world famous wrestler, you wake up every day thinking that you're absolutely great. You go out and you win a little bit of games here and you go there. Then you sit down and you pray, and you sit there and you go, dear God, my name is Georgia fan, and we're going to win the national title. And then God looks down on you and goes, no, because you absolutely suck. You had your national title in 1980. Now you're just a bunch of bitches. It's basically what it goes.
Maybe not 400, because, I mean, Georgia defensive back-wise, they are pretty stout. I think Ukulele goes for 350.
And by the way,
two or three touchdowns.
Hold on, let me make sure I put this out here too. JT Thompson says Clemson will find out what a real conference schedule is like opening day in 2021. Listen to me, you simpleton. You are an absolute simpleton. Alabama won the national title. They played 2 teams in the regular season that ended up ranked in the top 25. You sit there and you act like this dumb fuck. Well, you have to understand, playing Mizzou and Vanderbilt and South Carolina and all these other, and Arkansas and Ole Miss and Mississippi State, that's just so much fucking better. Shut your mouth. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're fucking ignorant when it comes to that. 2 games Alabama played against ranked teams that finished in the top 25. Now, if you're a dumb fuck, you're going to be like, well, they played 5 teams that were ranked in the regular season. No, it's at the end of the season, stupid. You played 2 teams in the regular season, the same amount that Clemson did. So you know what? Fuck all of you SEC nut riders. I'm going to sit there and, oh, we play in the SEC. Fuck every goddamn team in the SEC. Write that down too. Take a picture. I don't give a fuck. All of you can suck an asshole. But it starts with, and Ukulele is going to break a ukulele off in that fucking Georgia ass. Kirby Smart's going to be looking over there. We have all these number 1 recruits.
Okay, I'm done blowing up now. Who does Georgia play in the West other than Auburn this year?
I don't know. It's probably a shit show.
Oh, I don't know. I was just asking the crowd. Somebody will answer it in a second.
I can tell you right now, it's not that good. Hold on, their schedule's not that impressive this year. I don't know who they've got, to be honest with you. I got to look. It's not like they play Alabama every year. So
I'm thinking it's Arkansas for some reason. It is.
So yeah, let's get jacked up for Arkansas and an Auburn team that's going to be a shithole. Let's get jacked up for them. That's
James Thompson said James Thompson said Pitt State. Hey,
Goddamn,
Pitt State will go out there and start throwing down with you. They can't beat your ass. They'll just fucking fight you.
yeah. Let's just look at the Georgia football schedule so we can laugh at these dummies here. Oh, this is the absolute toughest schedule ever. Clemson, UAB, South Carolina, Vanderbilt, Auburn, Kentucky, Florida in Jacksonville, Mizzou, Tennessee, Charleston Southern, and Georgia Tech. The only game you have on your schedule next year is motherfucking Clemson. Remember that shit. You stupid Georgia fans. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Every damn one of you that runs your mouth. When you win something, let me know. Until then, you're just basically a bitch. That's what Georgia football is, man. Win something before you start running your mouths. All right. You have anything else you want to add to the show? Anybody want to call and respond to that? 803-470-2905. There you go. If not, hey, have at it. But to tell me that you're going to run your mouth after that schedule, tell me what game on that schedule is tough other than Clemson. I would love to hear it.
I don't know.
UAB might be kind of tough. Here we go. Let's see what we got here. Good evening and welcome into the show. What you got for the program? Hello. Yo. I don't know what the deal is with them. I'll just call them right back. Maybe they hung up. I'll call them right back. It's probably some fan that's upset, and that's fine. Anyway, did not hang up on them. They hung up on themselves. So there's that. But I stand by what I said. The toughest game on Georgia's schedule next year is Clemson. The rest of the schedule is hot dog water at its best.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the Florida man will probably try to tell you it's them, but I don't.
Yeah, you're the toughest game on the schedule, so stop with that nonsense.
I think Clemson's going to be a lot better defensively next year. I think this was a down year for Clemson as far as that side of the ball goes. I think that they're going to look a lot better in 2021. I mean, you got to think too. You got another year of development.
Right. Let me get this caller on the air here. So I'm bringing them up here.
Your call has been forwarded to an
automatic voice message system. Typical.
They didn't want to talk. It's probably somebody that wanted to yell out the N-word and then hang up like an idiot.
I called him back. There you go. The voicemail just says yup. That's what the voicemail says. That's all I got from them. So there's that. I mean, I got nothing for them on that. But to sit here and tell me Clemson's going to know what a real regular season schedule looks like, Clemson would fucking deep dick that entire schedule. Stop with the nonsense. There's nobody on that schedule that's worth a fuck. Write that down. Fucking idiots. Ridiculous. All right, well, Jackpot, now you and I both blew up this evening. Maybe it's time to move on. You have anything else for the show this evening?
I don't think so. Can't think of anything. No. When is the next basketball loss for the team? Is that coming Wednesday? Yeah, it seems like a normal Wednesday, Saturday routine.
Yeah, I got to look at the club. The Gamecock basketball team up next. They've got Florida on the road on Wednesday. What do you think about that matchup? That's going to be tough, right?
Yeah. All
of them are going to be tough. And then who does Clemson got? Hold on, please. Clemson is their next matchup. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. They've got North Carolina.
Is that at home or?
Yeah, it's at home. Damn it.
JT5, thank you for the super chat, sir. Appreciate that.
JT Thompson getting madder next time. Love the show. Thank you for that.
That was a peace offering. Thank you. USC Gamecock. Let's discuss this one real quick here. USC Gamecock fan says they need to fire Frank. What do you think about that?
I'm not. I'm different on that front because I like Frank Martin, and I think he's a great coach. But if you're not getting results, I mean, and I know that this line sucks, but he did take you to the Final Four. Nobody else has done that, so I don't know how much more he's got on that, but we'll see, man. That's going to be ridiculous. But
but that's I don't know. I mean,
well, who should get fired first, him or Brownell? I mean, it's the same theory.
I say they both get fired at the same time.
You think they should hold hands?
Who's been there longer?
Oh, I think Brownell's been there 11 years.
Seems like he was there maybe a year before.
Kuhn says he wants to trade Frank Martin for Brad Brownell.
Why?
That's what I'm saying. Do you like losing? I mean, what's wrong with you? I mean, if losing is important to you, then you can do that.
No,
Frank Martin's been there since 2012. I'm looking for Brad Brownell now. So
seems like maybe 2010 or something. He's been there a while.
He's been there since 2010. So he's been there 2 years longer than Frank Martin, and he's got one Final Four trip. So there's that.
It's all right. Time for him to go.
Tanner needs to be fired. Okay.
What was I?
Oh, you talking about who should go first? Or is that what you're talking about?
Fuck, I can't remember what I was. I was gonna ask you something, but shit. Oh, the Gamecocks running back coach. There was a rumor out there somewhere, and I think Brock Lee brought it up earlier about Willie Simmons, who was he's the Florida A&M head coach right now,
right?
Possibly coming to South Carolina to coach running backs. But Florida A&M, I mean, it's a job. I mean, he's got a head coaching job. And I know that's an FCS level school, but I mean, dropping all the way down to a position coach, even if you're coming to a SEC team, is that, I don't know. Is that maybe he's not that good as a head coach? I have no clue.
So I'm giving you the details on his contract right now. He's the head coach at Florida A&M. He'll earn $300,000 annually. So that's, $300,000, and he's everything there. But I don't know. I don't know if that's going to. I mean, it's sad, but a lot of coaches that are at the that play with the that coach the HBCUs end up being kind of overlooked. So it just happens a lot. So I don't know, man. Maybe
what's the deal? What is the deal with Deion Sanders getting all these high-level kids to come play for him at Jackson State? I mean, they're not. I mean, okay, even if they win. If they go and win a FCS championship, I mean, FCS championship. I mean, what are they really? I mean, I don't know. It seems like, I mean, is that just the allure of playing for Deion? Is that what selling
I mean,
to all these people? I mean, what?
There's an opportunity there to look good too. I mean, you're going to get. Let's say you're a 3 or like a low 4-star player, which is the top of his recruiting classes that he's got. If you go to, say, Florida, you may not see the field as much, but at Jacksonville State, you're going to have an opportunity to get on the field a lot. So maybe he pitches that, and the fact that he is Deion Sanders. So there's only one prime time, ladies and gentlemen. So maybe there's some of that.
I've heard him talking. He's a fucking asshole. He is. He came to South Carolina in 1988.
You're still upset about that game?
No. Have I told this story before?
I don't think so, but I think you were there.
Yeah. Okay. So it's 1988, and they were warming up in the end zone, and we had tickets I had seasons tickets with my parents, and we sat in the East Upper Deck. But my uncle also had season tickets to games, but he sat in the end zone down there about 3 rows up. And I went down there and sat with him. I took one of his tickets because somebody else went with my mom and dad. I can't remember what. Anyway, so I went down there with him, and he was like all during the pregame warm-ups. I mean, we were ranked. I think we'd lost like one game that year. We were ranked like, I don't know, number 15 or something. And I think they were ranked like number 3 or 4. And during the whole entire pregame there, while they're warming up down there, Uncle Ricky's just that was his name, Ricky, not Ricky Bobby, but Uncle Ricky's just yelling at him and getting him to try to look up there and talking shit. And he was half lit anyway. And he's like, Deion, you suck. You suck. Just all this other barrage of insults. And right when he was fixing to go get in the tunnel to run back before I don't know, at like the 20-minute mark before they come back there to get their little prep there from old Bobby Bowden, he comes right over there to the bushes, slings his towel up there at my uncle who got it, and told him, he said he didn't need this. He wasn't going to break a sweat. And the next time he saw it, it'd be in the end zone. And he never did get in the end zone, damn it. But the first damn offensive series of the game, we got a punt blocked, and they took it back for a touchdown. I won't remember that. Anyway, long story short, they ended up winning the game 59-0.
Florida State was really good. So there's that. I don't know.
Very rough. Very rough.
I know that Coach Prime runs his mouth a lot. I know that. So, yeah. All right. Well, I think we've had a pretty good show this evening. We Wednesday, we kind of had this in the hopper here. We didn't get to it tonight, but we'll talk about it Wednesday. The toughest schedules for next season. We'll talk about that on Wednesday, and we'll be right in the heart of South Carolina getting mouth pumped by Florida on basketball, unless they're shocking the world when we come online on Wednesday night at 9:30. All right, Jackpot, it's been fun, brother.
Yes, sir.
We'll see you guys on Wednesday.
See you then.